Hello and welcome. I'm Gargi Rawat and you're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV, and that's the site to go to for all the videos and shows from NDTV. And every day we ask you what are the stories that you want to know more about, and we give you a top 5, a pick of the stories of the day. And our top 5 stories today are Omar Abdullah detention case in the Supreme Court, and we'll tell you what happened regarding that notice, or the authorities in Jammu and Kashmir have been asked regarding this, and the Supreme Court will be taking up the matter on the 2nd of March. Crushing defeat in Delhi, the BJP in a huddle, the BJP holding meetings. In fact, it's 8 sessions they're holding, starting from 10 this morning till 7 today evening, in which they're going to actually look into the reasons, what they feel is behind what happened to them in Delhi, given that they gave it such a massive push. You had like ministers, you had MPs, you had the Prime Minister, you had Home Minister Amit Shah, you had Chief Ministers like Yogi Adityanath also campaigning in Delhi, yet the BJP only managing 8 seats, Aam Aadmi Party getting 62 out of the 70 seats in the Delhi Assembly. So the BJP discussing what went wrong, and of course yesterday Home Minister Amit Shah did finally admit that yes, perhaps hate speeches did have a consequence, because remember there was all this controversy after BJP leaders were chanting slogans, not just leaders, Union Minister Anurag Thakur at a rally was chanting slogans, shoot the traitors, goli maro, and that had become a massive controversy. Parvesh Verma, an MP from Delhi, also said to the media that today the people, and talking about Shaheen Bagh, which is another big issue that the BJP spoke about, that today they're protesting here, tomorrow the people from Shaheen Bagh will enter your homes and rape your daughters and your wife and your sisters. What will you do then? And it was extremely controversial. He was even blocked by the Election Commission from campaigning for several hours, and but even so, there were no indications from the top of any sort of pulling up of these leaders over these comments. And remember, Arvind Kejriwal was also called a terrorist by Parvesh Verma, and he said that later he tried to clarify that he'd called him a Maoist, but it was very clear in that soundbite that he had called him a terrorist. Atangwadi is what he called the Chief Minister of Delhi, who's going to be Chief Minister for a 3rd time. So it'll be interesting to see what the BJP decides in the course of this meeting, this soul searching, this huddle that they've gone into, and whether they feel that it was the impact of the hate speech. But also the flip side is that their vote share went up from last time. It went up by 6%. So that is also another interesting factor. BJP ally Akali Dal says take minorities along, and this coming at a time when there's so many protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Coronavirus, the first death has taken place in Japan, and this is the 3rd death from the coronavirus, the Wuhan coronavirus, to take place outside of mainland China. And so a first death happening in Japan. The other big story, JNU violence. It's been 40 days, yet no arrests have been made after that mob of masked men actually went on a rampage inside Jawaharlal Nehru University, and they beat students and teachers with lathis. Many of them had to be hospitalized. It was all on CCTV. A lot of them were on CCTV. There was a lot of talk later also regarding who was behind this, and WhatsApp groups, and where actual plans were made about it. Of course, there have been allegations on both sides, with the JNU Students Union claiming the ABVP, that's the student wing of the BJP and RSS, that they were behind the attack, and that they planned it, that this masked mob was allowed in by them. Also questions raised about the police. What were the police doing during that time when this attack was taking place? And 40 days later, no arrests have been made. So let's just take a look at what was said on NDTV show yesterday,
which is holding up the arrest. Now, what is going on with Delhi police? Joining me is my colleague Saurabh Shukla, who's been tracking this big story. Saurabh, you've been tracking this story, you've been talking to the police throughout. Why have there been no arrests so far? What are they telling you?
Vasu, I have spoken to my sources in crime branch who is investigating this whole case, and they are categorically saying that they are not going to arrest anyone. So they are not going to arrest anyone from left wing or from ABVP. And as of now, they are saying that they are going to file the charge sheet. They will charge sheet them. In fact, they are going to charge sheet Aishi Ghosh, who is JNU president. Apart from Aishi Ghosh, there will be left student, and they are also going to charge sheet ABVP students. And I did ask them that why is it you are not arresting anyone? They are saying that there is involvement of ABVP students, and we are still trying to find the things which on the basis of the things we can arrest. As if now we are still investigating. We have sent footage to FSL team. FSL team is trying to investigate what is the reality. In fact, they have identified few students from the WhatsApp groups. They are saying that those WhatsApp groups were made on the day of violence to plan the attack. So a lot of people who were there, they didn't know why the WhatsApp groups were made. So as if now they have sent the footage to FSL team.
The important thing you're saying, which is the breaking news, is you're saying that the police have told you clearly they will not be making any arrests.
Definitely, Vasu. They are saying they will not make any arrest, and they are saying that still they are gathering evidence. And
all right, so 40 days and no arrest so far. And as you could see, Saurabh Shukla, my colleague, talking about how he's heard from his police sources that they're not planning. They want to put the ball in the court of the court, as it were, and file that charge sheet and then leave it to the court to decide what to do for. Remember, it's very interesting because the Delhi police remains under the central government. That has been a point of contention between the Aam Aadmi Party and the centre, and AAP wants that the Delhi police should be brought under them. So, and of course, police in the country also follow directions from the top. So, lots of questions being raised about, why Delhi police that is usually very quick to arrest people, even if the charges may not be absolutely, solid. That right now they're acting so careful, even though they're like all these allegations, these pictures, etc. They're not arresting anyone. They're going to leave it to the court, and they're going to be filing their charge sheet. And now the other big story that the development that took place today is the plea of Omar Abdullah's sister, Sara Abdullah Pilot, in the Supreme Court regarding her brother, and she has gone to the Supreme Court asking that he be let free. And she brought a habeas corpus petition asking that he should be brought before the Supreme Court after he was charged under the Public Safety Act. And the Supreme Court has admitted the plea. They have issued a notice to the Jammu and Kashmir administration, and they will now take up this matter on the 2nd of March. Though Kapil Sibal, who was the lawyer for Sara Pilot, did try to push the Supreme Court. Let's just listen to what she had to say.
Habeas corpus case, that the relief would be sooner, but we have full faith in the justice system. And we are here because we want that all Kashmiris should have the same rights as all the citizens of India. And we're waiting for that day.
All right, let's go across. So that is what Sara Pilot had to say regarding this entire case, saying that she's hopeful that she will get justice on the 2nd of March, and disappointed that the Supreme Court didn't have the hearing earlier, which is what Kapil Sibal was demanding. And he said it's a matter of liberty of a person. Remember, Omar Abdullah has been arrested since August last year, 5th of August, when Article 370 that gave special status to Jammu and Kashmir was abrogated. Jammu and Kashmir was given the status of a union territory, and since then for 6 months he was in jail, and and he was under arrest. And then it was hoped recently that when those 6 months got over, that perhaps he would be let free, and Mehbooba Mufti as well, both the former chief ministers, and Farooq Abdullah, of course. But after that is when this Public Safety Act was brought against them, Public Security Act, a very stringent act, which means that the government can actually keep you under detention for 3 months without any hearing, without any case. So that is why Sara has now gone to the Supreme Court demanding that her brother be brought before the court and that he should be released. And now the hearing will take place on the 2nd of March. And the other big story today is that the BJP ally Akali Dal, Prakash Singh Badal, has now spoken out on this issue of the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act that has led to so many protests across the country. And he has said that it is a matter of grave concern, that the present situation in the country is not good and there should be no discrimination. He says that any sort of discrimination, he says that the government must not take sides based on religion and call for unity among all religious communities. So Prakash Singh Badal, their veteran politician who's been the Chief Minister of Punjab several times, and they're talking about how minorities have to be taken along when talking about the Citizenship Amendment Act. Well, that's it from me today. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.